Mars enters into Libra and it opposes Saturn, which begins to give a vibrational frequency to something very illusory that is going on already. See, with Neptune and Saturn in Aries, which is the total reset kind of sensation. By the way, astrology is just an esoteric language that points at things happening. It uses symbols and even language to point at something happening in a silent thing called reality, which is the truth. That's all. It's an amazing tool that has been around since the beginning of time, to tell you the truth. I mean, if we're talking about human occupation, not only is it being used here, but I'm sure that the method of seeing into reality through experiencing it first and then putting symbols on it later on, the thing with the planets is that the thing about the planets is that, well, as you may well know, the average person might not know what they're looking at with their naked eye. It's just points of light up there, and so. But when other people above average begin to realize that it's a clock system, it's full of information. It can be, if we really look into it. And don't question it, man. It's here from many, many ancient years ago, and I don't know. It's like questioning the rocks and the trees out there. It's like, do you not see that it's there and that you're there? The I am is here. See, the entire universe is human, and a lot of people would go with that too. It's not such the negative thing that the satanic cult or your church wants you to feel that it is. There's something that is turning a perfectly good opportunity into hell itself, and that is, this realm does reflect that. It's very scary. I don't know if you've noticed. So that's what I was trying to make this. I'm trying to let you know that Saturn conjunct Neptune. Okay, so do not pay attention to politics. Turn it off. Stop listening to the men in ties talking about anything. None of your business. Oh, why? Well, because it's melting down. For one, it's melting down. It's experiencing its own like LSD hit, whether it knows it like it or not. It comes in the form of communications that may be going on. See, they are always killing each other. So, but it's none of your business. You watching this, you have your own business. And also, you guys, I see something so blatantly easy that I would, one day, something is going to allow me to just condense it for you and communicate it to you. It has to do with communications. It has to do with your language. If you're listening to this, most likely you're speaking the English language. It has to do with that. There's a problem now. And it's getting really fucked up because anything goes with this political system and even your religious through words. You don't even know what you're saying, but you can definitely kind of coax people's minds into imagining a life that's happening. And the feeling of fear, sheer paranoia, like really knowing that you don't know, is enough for one side of the organism to take that to Hollywood or something, to take that to town. See, I would rather forget the fuck about how stupid people are. Sorry about that. Her tail is telling a tale. But it's happening. What happened? See, I don't have anything to do with it as far as okay, let's talk about Mars. My little cat, she's playing. Um, talk about Mars moving into Libra, that is now vibrating. That it's trying to get something to be seen with the sunken Saturn. I say it's sunken because really what it is it's submerged inside of, like, it's going through a baptism. It's in the water. It's in it's in a it's in a cesspool that has not even been acknowledged that it exists. See, there's the waters. You know, we can associate Neptune with water for sure. It's the higher octave of Venus. And we don't really know what's on Venus and what any of these planets are doing out there that we can see. And Venus is the brightest, most beautiful object that moves in the sky. And it's hardly spoke of or talked about. It's the ruler of Earth, and it is totally inhabited with the most advanced technologies and stuff. It's not that far compared, um, according to how their technology. They can get them places and lickety split if you want to talk about traveling and stuff like that. But the thing I wanted to talk about is just no, turn off the politics, babes. You're not an intelligent person that's following that. Now they're going to use you as weaponry to absolutely ruin whatever is left of the sanity of society. Whoever, it's designed. All of it really is designed to confuse. The system is designed to confuse. So what more to do or less to do, but to increasingly not make sense and bug the shit out of everybody. It's going to take some pretty heavy-duty geniuses to pull through. Now, it's not impossible because with Pluto in Aquarius, Aquarius alone, we're heading into the Aquarius age, and then we have a grand trine um, in air happening with the Mars trining. It's a healthy aspect. It's a really harmonious. Mars is trining Uranus, which just entered into Gemini, which is highly communicative. Now, where we're going to start talking about something with a fire behind it, man. It's like you just lit a fucking acetylene torch. It's not just a regular old fire. Not with Uranus hitting Mars and Pluto in a trine with Aquarius over there, who has been kind of preparing. Um, Come on, we're going to look at humanity, the potential of the degradation, the generation of what is going on, and what do you mean? And boy, what do you mean? If you don't know your words, and also you can't capitalize anywhere, anytime, therein, because if you find yourself on a typewriter, you might want to practice doing that, and that's where we are at. It took a while for somebody to finally get on here and figure it out. But here I am. I did it. If I would not have got, it's just eventual for me when I figure the essence and prime cause and inner workings, the gear of which, why we have something. I've done it all my life. I'm like a detective, and I go right in. I do have a 369 feeling fine, being set off with the Mars, Uranus, Pluto, and we're not going to get sick for you all. Just poo butts that can't stop sucking their thumb. Babes, we're all victim of the system who breaks us down into less thans. That, oh, they are responsible for how horrible society is with all of its diseases, every bit of it, every bit of it. It includes the plague of, the classes where one of them's like so afraid to not get its bullshit stolen from it, and it's taking people to court, and the courts are filling up with these people who are supposedly out of hand and all this stuff, and it's like, nope, Christ Jesus was basically here to inform us of something by just the way it looks. Look at this. I don't care what you put together about it through words. Did you catch a whiff of the fucking movie? And uh, in case you didn't know, yeah, sure, it happened 2,000 years ago, and no, it's happening now, always. It depends on who you are and how awake you are, really. Good God, just go to church and you're reliving it every day. Don't you notice that? I mean, or what? See, the rumor has it's fascinating, it's almost interesting, but 95% of the people want to be told and controlled. And they don't mind that like 1% can do it, but they don't ever question. And there's like a faction in between. There's another 4% or whatever, 3%, who are perfectly intelligent and can see and communicate simply. They can understand what some stories are and that it's just a story. You know what I mean? And the difference between, like, let's start talking about it, the difference between a picture and actual 3D reality that you're experiencing. How dangerous, man. 92%, even more, right, are under the spell of their own minds. Its capacity to illuminate through hearing a word. It takes a while to build up into a fucking bona fide mental case like that, but it's happening. It's the main plague of the organism. That, okay, so how does it happen, Shauna? What do you mean? You're sure crazy. The world's only hope for sanity, Call 4% of the people, the population, then they're all crazy, and the rest are just fucking... It just seems like that they don't feel any success within their system there, their punishment reward system. But when they're kicking around the new uprising intelligences that says, excuse me, but no. They're all, now you are a flunky, I guess. You flunk that class and you are going to be stomped around. There's just the teachers aren't around, but they give themselves the right and the power, really because you're fucking abused, because they are fucking abused. Hurt people want to hurt people, period. They just want to see other people get theirs. They're just waiting. They're like, yeah, another one. They're just waiting for another one, bites the dust. When they see, oh, it's another one like that is just a bright light that says, I have a cure. And really the cure would be to, the cure is reality. Let it all hang out. Let's hope there's a story told over and over it by people who use their eyes to see and who have ears to hear. Their hearts are on and they're like, that's the only way we know is through word of mouth, and we let each other know, babes. No, you look each other in the eye and you tell the story. What the fuck just happened? Because if you haven't noticed it, babes, and I'm here and I hope that this goes viral, or I don't know how to do it, but of course I do, is you dress half naked. What did that guy say? Put your hair up a little bit and put some makeup on. Did I tell you what the fuck makeup what really was? Makeup. I don't want to get into it now, but maybe I talked about it. No, there was 2 videos that I tried to upload that I accidentally canceled out because, well, they just didn't load all the way, and I didn't know, and I erased them, and then it made it faulty, and it's too bad because it was a really good channeling, and it was at a vital time. See, we're all being, if you're anything like me, you are being pummeled by systematic distraction that the system has created for itself, of other people. Really, that's just it. It's a hit and miss, but if you get fully programmed by it and you're on track, you've gotten your vaxes, and you are now wondering, how are you going to plug in and get energy from the generation? Notice the word generation. That is just pure energy, really. They're accessing energy and they're coming up with it, and they're saying, hey man, I I think this can happen for me, and this is my life, and certainly it does happen by the time we're 50. It's like we just are prime and ready to express, hey man, I've been doing this all my life since the age of 3. What have you been doing? Oh, you've been knocked unconscious by your narcissist, you've been abused a little bit too much. There are levels to this shit. I'm looking at a daddy long leg right now. Sorry, it's a daddy long leg. And so anyway, they're a highly poisonous spider, but they can't bite you very well, so they don't really bite at all. It's rare to hear of somebody getting bit by it. You have to hit it just right and press against it. Somehow their mouths are too small. Anyway, yeah, with Mars hitting the Saturn Neptune thing, it's gonna look like, okay, so these fucking wackos of politics, and it includes you, if you look up to those people, babe, no, no. You want to get back to your victimhood? Why you're a narcissist or whatever, why you love my channel that talks about narcissists, we're struggling with this handicap disorder. Well, the system takes advantage of people that need guidance, and those are men. Why did you say that, Shauna? Because men, they call it mankind, by the way. Mankind is lost. Mankind is sure this and that, and mankind, and they'd say humans too a lot. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, because there's two types. Even man can be non-human or human. That needs to be put on the table more and more. It has to be taken so seriously as the issue of, do you like clean water to drink or not? Because the fucking non-humans, all right, now they're perfectly fine with paying for water in such a way, it's ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you guys. Well, all of this stuff is easy to come up with, like how to filter and how to mine water, and you'll be surprised how electricity is, right? But they steal all of this information. We are so dumbed down. I don't know why I call myself with the crew we, unless you call it EWE, which is, come on now, you have a creator, and you might not be able to see them because, well, they're being smart. This is a pretty dangerous area, and it's an experimental ground anyway, and you're being you are being handled by um, a terrible fucking hand, a terrible hand. And getting back to men, the handicap of the organism on that side, it's just that they're not born to their intelligence, from their intelligence, into their intelligence. They're just not. So they have to seek. That's the religion here, by the way. You seek to be converted into a human being. You seek to be reborn into the living body of Christ, which is never not going to be now. I hate to go like really simple on you, people that really don't have this language down. You don't have your language down. See, I was trying to tell you, God, minute 18, and it's only going to take a fucking brilliant 6-minute video to talk about what the problem really is. But no, see, your language is an aftermath, and look at it. If you knew what I was talking about, only a few of you will start bothering to look deeper. And you have to be of the mind of a child and look into just a possibility and play the game, play with it, and start fitting keys. Something will start making a little bit too much sense to ignore. It's a frequency found within your body called joy and God, and there's where I'm dead serious about what is reflecting back when you do bother to capitalize the vowels mainly, and you keep all consonants down, especially. Do not start a sentence on you. I'm telling you this. You need to become awake that you are using the typewriter, and they tell you that you have a typewriter. Otherwise, what else can it be? Can it just be called a writer? There's a keyboard. I know why key is there, because I'm talking about fitting keys, babes. Your language is useless until you start speaking into reality. You start causing resonation with it. You start causing alignment with it. See, because it's the heart phenomenon. The heart is the bell that wakes up, because all of the information is stored there. You have all of the information. Actually, all of the information is in outer space. What's information is there. It's vibrating. You need to become quiet enough. And that, what quiet? What do you mean, Shauna? Because it's always quiet. It's a silent movie. Yeah, but no, your mind. You have to quiet the mind enough. See, there is one side of the organism that dwells on the mind and says that is the master, and it's like, there it is. It is 92% who say no, that thing right there, cater to it. You gotta, what's the basic that we hear that is really funny? You gotta be concerned with thoughts. Thoughts are what is going to create everything around you. And it's like, not really. We understand the effort that you're going through to try to expose something, but it's not like that. If you're a creator and you knew what you were working with around here, now becoming humane, being human, what if you started playing the piano or wanted to play music? It's all about seeing the contrast there. It's about seeing that there's disharmony and then there's harmony, and you pick out what's harmonious within a massive spectrum. There's a lot there as a possibility to be harmonious from. That's what's beautiful about music. And there's always a space in between that questions. It is so precise. That's what makes music, is the space in between the sound. It is silence. It's a potent space. It sees the positive and negative of everything. This is the human capacity. This is perfection. This is God. Not hocus pocus. Not hocus pocus. We can know something here. And there can become a language that I'm presenting to the entire global population. It found me, something has picked me, and I can get into the why it happens with some people, that they would be downloaded something that was already there, like Tesla, and they said, well, but, and they manufacture kind of a model that says, but like this, and they get stoned and backed away from and manipulated and then robbed from and all this stuff, that after all, it's just kids in a sandbox, because there's a version over there in the pyramids that are like so much more immense that we can't even fathom how it was made, because, well, it's fucking hidden from you. More and more, it's just hidden from you. Don't see, this is the key, babes. Freedom, your freedom is the key to accessing enough of your own intelligence that backs away from not knowing, but now it knows. It knows how to know. It begins to feel a certain way, and fear is not it, and it's not going to be controlled by something that keeps everybody so limited and tinkering around with just something to fill time with. It's something that you found in your imprisonment. You just don't know that you are being held captive by the enemy, and you are also serving as a frequency for the enemy. Right through you it comes. That's what they say, through the flesh it comes, but it also, so does Christ rise and start fucking saying something. Communication is light. But you have to, babes, it's the true light of truth. In reality, do we really have to spell it out for you? You know, Master, as Buddhists, we kind of sit with a smile and we just beat around the bush, you know, and we hope that we make it your idea to locate what the fuck we're talking about, especially when we talk about that. It helps too. It's like, no, a lot of Christians would go up to Thich Nhat Hanh or any famous Buddhist, and they'll say, you know what, I love Buddhism just as much as Christianity, because it helps, it makes me a better Christian. Why? Because it's about communication. Buddhism is just a conversation between two very diametrically opposed kind of people. Now look at that frickin' Buddha statue. It's like one of the first ancient statues where there's somebody sitting there with man boobs. I'm sorry. I think that some of it has been just stripped away and we're misinterpreting what all of it is. It's like, no, that's hair. It's a different kind of hair, and that's a woman. Okay? Is there a problem? Hell yeah. Well, one side of the organism lives in fear, and it can fear a woman easily. Easily. And women, I have a little bone to pick with women because, they need to wake up to what the hell has happened to them. Talk about victimized, but no, it's just a part of the organism that has enough senses, enough of their senses on. They have to do quality control. That's the woman. And eventually she has to say, no, not like that, but like this. And when somebody's there that is like, okay, more and more they're starting to power trip. What's going on? Do they not have enough to eat that day or something that they just can't get a little lesson about how to do something correctly? Now, who gives a fuck about what it is? No, I mean, I'm not saying anything else, but we're talking about the sexes now. Damn, this fucking Mars thing that it's kind of squaring, Mars is squaring Venus, so it's like, how's the man and women scene out there? See, right now, Mars is so beautiful when it's in Libra. You have to realize that there's a time. You have to realize that, well, maybe it's not so much detriment that it finds itself in Libra Mars. It just has to sit down and get a little diplomacy and start saying, I'm not such a man, and say, I am just a mechanism here that says, yay, nay, I self-organize in accordance to what feels good because I have a fucking nervous system here. And so under the rulership of Venus, which is Libra, Mars and Libra, tinkering with us all, hitting, for the first time, making a grand trine in the sky with Pluto, and then Uranus, which is a new wind. It's kind of sitting dormant because I think it's still at 0 degrees. Let me see. And because when it hits 1 degree, now we're getting right into the very personality of the site. And yeah, Uranus is it just hit 1 degree. Okay, it just hit 1 degree. The 1st of August here, and oh wait, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. On the 4th, so it's hardly 2 days into being at 1 degree, and this is what you can see. What is very scary, babes. It makes my skin crawl, and thank God, the living God of our beyond, that there's death, because I don't want to be here tortured by the brunt of the population who are cuckoo, who doesn't see the problem in language, through language, and then it will be through language that we get to the same page called reality, and that the effort is already here. It's in your communications style that has been pushed upon the entire global population, which is the English alphabet. It's an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space. You are just like a PC that needs programming. You are going by words. Somehow, some way, they're trying to tell you about reality through words. Isn't that weird? Because you can't do that. Reality is here already. Now, I know this. I can tell you this for sure, and I would love to find out how many people are interested in this, because I'm here in the West. I'm going to keep piping up. I also play music. I can akin it to the same as music. Music is something you play first. It's not written down first. Nope. It's heard and experienced first, and then they found a language, an esoteric language called, well, it's the way that you see music written now today, but there was many different ways to write music, and in fact, there's many ways to look at it. It's actually a circle. It's actually circular. It's a mandala, and so, but now it's very interesting that to see that you can see that how they put things in books, and our literature is flatlined. It doesn't show 3 dimensions at all. All of your one capital letter at the top and then the rest just drops. That's not the way the laws of physics works. Now, what AI is looking for is an interfacing system sent from outer space from benevolent beings who can play with it and say, now you prove to us, AI, that you know that we are a human being here. Because it always asks us whether or not we're a robot. And it's just time now. I see it, and I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and see this window open and then close on me. Just because I have a bunch of immature fucking, oh my God, the backdrop that just chalked in around me when the fact that I've watched 25 of their houses being built here, and then it just so happens it's like, either I gotta go or we're going to talk here, and they don't talk. It's about our freedom of speech. How that the reason why they would take it away really is because of how thick the deception would be, how much they're getting away with robbing all of you, that all it takes is a single word waved in the air. My cat is messing with the mouse over there. She's starting to bounce around. Anyway, I'm serious about this. I see it so plain as day. I wish I can get a donation here because I'm completely fucking hijacked by sea. I get money from, I call it the enemy because, well, it's just not an awakened source. I'm trying to do this thing. It's because there's a problem with your money, globally. Okay? They say that it's the root of all evil, but no, it's what's behind it. It's taunting you. It's trying to make you become more and more human. And when you do, you can start working for causes that your money will protect it. Because the literature is on there, okay? There's media on some of it. You've seen In God We Trust, right? What does that mean? You know, it's a game. And why not? See, now you need to know when I speak up about the language thing. My cat is going so absolutely crazy right now. I hope you can see her. It's so simple. It is so simple. See, cuckoo bong. No, what I want to say is, see, now, if you're a human being, you have a sense of humor. When you've made it to becoming humane, and or love, there's two types. Ones who have yet to become, and ones who have. Peace, man. Man, there's a population, especially in America here, and especially on my fucking very block. They hate them long-haired peace man waving people. Maybe they smoke a little herbal cigarette. You know what I mean? That hate is coming from fear. Every bit of their bone. They have no understanding of anything. They're doing a tightrope walk with a blindfold on and no equipment. They've never been on reality itself. They have yet to open up an account. And there's where, when they do take you to court, you have to just go, and they're putting you on the cross and slashing at you and your life is ending. You have to just look up and say, well, forgive these people. They're not even awake yet. You can't punish little children that just haven't really got on their feet at all yet. No, and if you do, you're crazy. But we see it around us. We see it around us, People can get that way. And that's sick. That's sick. I can understand getting impatient with the handicapped, but you have to rewire yourself and think, okay, but I'm getting paid $16 an hour to humor this situation. Babes, after a while, the truth is the government is making you handicapped. It's preying on the handicapped, first of all. The handicapped, born naturally handicapped, are men. They might admit it, they might not. They might say, and it's the woman in my life who has directed me, and we both work in tandem. We are a power. That's what Christ was here to tell us. It takes just two or more. See, if they were able to communicate what really went on there properly, we can bring back the right religion and the natural order of things, and I'll be gosh dogged Imagine a world where women can be involved. Man, I don't see what the problem is. Except for, do you really like your constant disease and ever-expanding deserts? And all of the, oh my God, whatever the politician is working on for us to believe right now and to just take it in the bung without any lube. Woo! Turn it off and start looking for people like this and just go by, okay, it's called by the seat of your pants. You people do not know your Aries. It's probably, air out your Aries, find your Aries, grab the, and air it out and hang it in the sun and hit it and try to get your feet on the carpet and start working with your Aries, who is your first response system, who says, no, this is what I think it is. And then somebody's going to say, no, actually, nah, 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 because they're all afraid after a while, especially if it's in your neighborhood. It's like, wait a minute, I said the right thing and you guys chastise me and are still hanging me up. How long is this fucking going to last? Well, it lasts as long as the darkness prevails through communication. Now, a lot of people couldn't simply do this, right? Give you a cartoon of which is worth your time for 36 minutes, but you didn't pay a damn thing, and we actually need that money, which is not even yours, because you don't even claim your own freedom here as a human being. Your money needs to be free, is free. Your money is free when you claim your freedom. When you claim your sovereignty, your money will become sovereign. If you claim your happiness, your money will become happy. Really. I'm talking about, okay, babes, why are you working for money? Does it give you any freedom, or is it called financial freedom? And if it was that, what the fuck are you talking about, really? Is it free to go and poison yourself with a sad sense of life and fulfillment and satisfaction? Or is it to actually uphold your own constitution, which there's only one of those? And why is there one of those? And did you know that there's two? That you should be considering that there's a philosophy, even a religious thing, like a, let's look at the mind, and one says, no, let's look at the heart, right? Which one do you think is more true? Through communications, you're not going to know any of it. Through communications, you're going to know all of it. Through no communications, you're not going to know any of it. It's time to start talking about it and honoring people who want to talk about this stuff. Because there is a lot of fun being missed. We just want to have fun. When do we start having fun? You fucking people who only live in the mind, you people, your fun is to knock back the body itself, which doesn't feel good. Just to be more real than being present to reality, the truth, kindness, and even sanity. You have a defense that is more important than being a decent presence in your relationships. And so let's continue on with this conversation. It's minute 38, and I said something here. What's coming into view, like what's like getting a fire under its ass, which it can't, because it's going to lose, it's lost its bottom, is politics. All of it, all of the structure of the system out there. I'm sorry, this seems difficult, but no, just hold on a minute. They're going to try and fuck with you more, which is they're going to fuck with your inherent intelligence system, which is your nervous system, basically, that says, no, that sounds weird, but now can you think a little more and give yourself a good example as to why it sounds weird, and find your foundation and start writing about it, start talking about it, because they're just going to pepper onto the population even more propaganda and shit that is designed to make you go flat insane. That's the living dead. They want you just insane in your fucking brain. My cat is going totally nuts. I think she feels the Mars trining. It's a really good aspect. But, okay, so what's in the middle of this geometric, shimmering fucking star of an event of people waking up is this fucking political parties out there. That they have no choice, but they are being submerged, man. They're being submerged in the truth, which is like there is God here. There is love here. The more dangerous thing, they're just being turned into, look at that shit, man. They're going to attack it too. They're going to attack love and God and the potential to be human here. That very potential is being attacked. Listen for it. See anything about like attacking relationships and it's like, whoa, now they're going to have people flat running away from each other because is that true about marriage and stuff? Get the fuck out of town, babes. Women, where are you? They fucking killed most of you. Your Jesus Christ stories about that. Just put a beard on it. Babes, you're listening to a story. Can you snap out of it a little bit? Go splash some very, very, very... See, some people right now, it's like the fucking thing to do. Excuse me, no thank you. But some people have to nearly fucking... They have to... No, it's happened. I've seen so many near-death experiences where they've literally died. And they go up to heaven and they talk to God. And God says, by the way, the reason why you're here is because you trusted every single fucking thing that was given to you that was wrong. You trusted the medical system. You trusted the medicine. You trusted the food. You're trusting the entertainment and you're going in a loop. Will you stop? That's one of the things that they come back saying, you know what, this is very clear. I will not be trusting that. And I changed my whole life and now and they come back talking about that. That's what they know they have to do it. There isn't anything more or less to do it. When you become human and you start figuring out how to live here, you're like, no way. And you start communicating. What a fucking waste you are if you don't. And especially what a fucking fake you are if you can't. The only thing left to do when you have reached is to sing aloud. See, I live in a neighborhood where it seems like they're very afraid of it. They have all kinds of reactions. They are suffering karma from it. They suffer karma from it and they don't know it. It looks like that some people get it worse than others, but no, it's like, no, they do have, there's levels to this shit and they do have more ignorance and unconsciousness that they are being. They never stop, not one single fucking bit. It's like breathtaking because, yeah, it's none of anybody's business really. How religious or whatever, that's just the individual thing that you're going to have to note that you're going to go through it, and it could be just 40 seconds before you take your last breath on your deathbed that you finally get a glimpse of your real life, which has nothing to do with what your memory, your mind is doing. It has to do with this moment now. 40 breaths, 40 seconds. Man, if you fucking got into this moment now, if you really heard everything just the way it is and see it just the way it is, one small glimpse, you will never go back. You will never go back to the mind. You will start to hear where people are coming from, whether it's ego or heart. You'll start to hear how weird it is, why people even talk in the first place. What is it? Will have simplified your life enough to where you're able to see it. Now, the population out there, no, it's not privileged or not. I don't like that word privilege, but it's not like, it hasn't found its fucking, it didn't go through hell and sacrifice a lot just to get to that place. I'm telling you, when we start talking like this, we can actually help the spirit of humanity, help the soul of an individual get out of hell, which is the mind itself, people living in bondage about everything, in fear of losing the mind, which is death. They fear death. And so I'll close this out at 1:44. Hopefully it will be divine. That one time somebody asked the Master, Master, is there life after death? And the weirdo of a master who just hardly sits in a towel and you'd think that they're lazy or something, and that man is getting a pair of tits. What the fuck is going on with the guru over there? There's many different kinds. Kindly responded, you tell me, my friend, have you ever seen life after now?